Hello everyone, my name is Arun and welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll have a quick review and a tour about the Ubuntu 16.4 version 2. Now, Ubuntu 16.4 is a LTS or a long-term support version released by Canonical company in April 2016, and it will be given support for security updates and maintenance updates and software updates for next 5 years, so till 2021. So in the process, what they'll do is every now and then they'll take the older versions and improve it. They take the older versions and improve it, and then release an updated version with the latest security fixes, updates, and kernel updates and all. Okay, so hence you get this version. Hence you get these sub versions of it, and this is version 2 of Ubuntu 16.04. Okay, let's see how this looks like. And this got released yesterday. Yesterday, so this is like a fresh release and how it looks like. Now install this in a virtual box, so the performance might vary a bit, but nevertheless this should give you a good idea of how it looks like. Now to start with, let's look at the memory usage. Last time when I had Ubuntu installed in my laptop, I had Ubuntu 16.4 as my daily software driver. Daily usage distribution. I didn't have much problem, but one of the things that kind of annoyed me was that the memory usage. For instance, if I just type free, look at a total amount of memory used. Even by default, it is 833 megabytes it used. If you look at it, nothing is running in the background, just some normal background processor, nothing more. I just started this distribution. I just started running this distribution. That's it. Even with that, so much of memory is being used. And if I look at the system monitor over here, it's well above 1 gigabyte it's little more than 1 gigabyte of memory under use as of now. Usually for operating systems, I don't allocate more than 2 gigabytes to run. For this one, I had to allocate 3 because when I ran the 2 gigabyte once, it was little slower. I could feel the lags coming up very obvious, and the processor was pretty overloaded. Right now the processor load is significantly lesser, but earlier the processor load was pretty high with the less amount of memory and all. Now it's look better. Now this is how the test system monitor looks like. Now you have all the processes running. Look at it. There are plenty of processes running, and the Compass process that itself takes quite a lot of memory running in the background, like 273. And this is not that light, to be honest. And as far as the file system, this is simple hard disk, nothing much. Ubuntu gets shipped with Unity desktop environment, and apparently this desktop environment is only present in Ubuntu. Other people, I guess, they did not. For several reasons, maybe the aesthetic point of view or the development principle, the ideologies behind the development of a company, whatever it be, they're not shipping their desktop and their Ubuntu or Linux distributions with Unity. For some reason, I guess this maybe and some other factors put together, Unity has only been the desktop environment for Ubuntu for a very long time. At least for a few years, if I remember right. And the file manager that you get with Unity is Nautilus. And if you look about it, it's the same file manager from the Nautilus company, and not that big. Although the icons and the themings are good, and you have the option to restore files. You have the option to open terminals. Open a terminal, and these are some things that are very simple and straightforward. And you have the option over here for the shortcuts pertaining to some of the common folders that you might access. And over here in the bar over here, if you just type Ctrl L, you get the home path, and if you press Ctrl L again, okay, if you press escape over here, you get this view. And you have the option for a global menu as well as a local menu. For instance, if you look at the menu bar over here, for this window, the menu bar is not over here, but rather it's over here. Okay, this is a global one, and if you want, you can push this menu bar over here and make it a local one. So let's see what are the basic software that come installed with. So Unlike the other distributions, like there's no proper list of softwares over here. All you have to do is you just have to press this dash key and look at all the applications that are available, and that will give you an idea of what are the applications that are present. For instance, the installed ones, dash plugins, folders of your choice, videos if there are any, they all will pop up over here. And if you look at the home, if I look at all the applications, let's have a look at the applications. There are actually plenty of them, but they don't show much over here. Anyway, let's look at them. For the basic default browser is Firefox. You have Firefox as a basic one, and you also would have Chromium, if I remember. Okay, Chromium is not here, but you also have the option to install Chromium through the software center. Firefox is okay, and let's look at the software manager. I think that will give you all the list one. This Ubuntu software manager over here, this graphical user one, I don't, to be honest, this is my personal opinion, I don't like this too much. Earlier, at least in a few versions back, they used to have a software manager wherein if you install in certain software, all the bits and pieces of the software and other accessory libraries, they all will be listed and suggested. And if you want to search something, instead of just applying for the entire software, they also show the little bit simpler versions. So I kind of like that, and for this one, they're just only showing only the bigger ones, not the individual libraries. That is something I don't. That is something I kind of don't like it. Although there are like a lot of good things about this software editor that I like to show. For instance, they categorize the software and make it simpler by separating into categories like databases software, disk burning ones, editing, radio, MIDI mixer, audio mixer for music players, just the players, recorders, sequencers, tuners, and all. These are all only in the audio. If you go into the development software, you have the option for several things like software building tools. Although Julia will come under programming tools, but nevertheless, you have software for web development, translation, revision control, version control, IDEs, and these include a variety of software that you can work with. Although one of the things I've noticed is that many of them tend to be outdated. The software that are available in these tend to be outdated. Some of them are outdated by a long shot. Some of them are just a little bit. Well, I understand a little bit of an outdatation is possible. Some softwares are spectacularly outdated. That's some of the things I kind of noticed about. Other than that, let's see, this is a software manager, and if I look at let's see, by default it comes with the rhythm box music player and the videos player for all the videos. Although these are okay, but they're not as good. They're okay. They're not. If you compare them with the VLC as a benchmark, then these are not that good. But if you want a simpler version and that is easy to work with, then this is okay. These will work fine. However, you will get a problem with codecs if you were to install. If you had to use them, because sometimes this music player and the rhythm box, they don't support certain file extensions for audios and videos. As a consequence, working with that may not be good. It may not work well. So have VLC installed. That will be a better option. And if I look at the system settings over here, you have the options to control appearance. Over here, and in the behavior, now this is what I talked about. Usually the globe menu appears on the top, so if I set this to Windows title bar, the globe menu appears over here, and you can also have the option to use mouse hovering to make sure whether they should be display all the time or not. You can go and set this up, not that big of a deal. And you have workspace options, and you have the workspace option and the launcher option, and you have 4 workspaces by default, and you have an extended monitor. Then each workspace will have an extended monitor works display. That's not bad. As far as the the desktop appearance is concerned, they are not, the wallpapers are small. Wallpapers are limited in number, but they're very good. Okay, I won't complain on this. Wallpapers are simple and good, so not much of a problems over there. Fair enough. And you just have only 3 basic themes available, like the Radiance theme, wherein the entire thing is in white with the black icons, and you have the Ambience one, which is the default one with the black theme with white icons and white writing. Okay, that's the default one is shipped with. And you have the high contrast themes, which is for giving a distinct appearance to the things. I usually prefer Radiance or Ambience. Well, I usually prefer Radiance if I were to work with Ubuntu, but nevertheless, you can pick it up. Not much of a theming options available over here. But if you install the Unity tweak tools, you have a lot of option to install and update more themes and stuff. And you can also go and do settings with the themes, and you have option for brightness settings over here, language support. I think I'll close this. Remind me later. I'll close this. I don't want to go into this right now. And you have the option for online accounts. Okay, no, I'm going to cancel this out. You have the option to add online accounts and then synchronize it. You have security and you can go and set up your security and privacy settings over here. You have the option for text entry. You have some tools to take care of your Bluetooth settings. Go and change the color settings for your monitor. Display settings, okay, and this one is actually used for attaching multiple monitors to your computer and setting the resolution for them. You can go on with that. And this is for setting the keyboard, how fast the keyboard response should be, and all of this will be taken care over here. And you have some basic shortcut settings and all that is available. So this is worth a try. And of course, you have the option to create your own custom shortcuts. That's okay. And you have the option for the mousepad settings, a network manager, a power manager, a connection for a printer, and you have the sound settings available. And one of the things, as far as sounds are concerned, these are pretty straightforward and simple, not that complicated. They turn out to work fine. Okay, as far as you have the backup, a simple backup software, some system details information. And if you look at it, this is 16.04 LTS with the latest installer. And let's see, you have the software updates manager. This is like a simple graphical version of the Ubuntu softwares and updates. Here you can tell from which sources that you want to download the software from, like if you want the proprietary drivers or the community software or only the Canonical supported software. You have the option to pick them up. And you also, if you have other software that you want to install, like the personalized package archives and all, those will come up over here. And if you use PPAs, that will come up over here. And as far as the updates are concerned, you can go and customize what kind of updates you want. Like you want the updates to be checked every day or never, or you want notification for any version of Ubuntu or just the long-term support, or when and the frequency of the updates, security updates and other updates, when do you want them to come. You can all go and set it over here. And you have the basic authentication for the softwares available over here. So if you install any if we have any package manager or PPA set up over here, and the authentications for that will be available over here. Okay, and then you have the additional drivers tab over here. This will be very much helpful if you are installing Ubuntu on a hardware like a PC or a laptop. This would be very much useful. And you have the options for a simple graphics driver, and Bluetooth and a Wi-Fi driver, and a graphic card driver. One is for system graphics, a graphic card, and for the internet. especially the Wi-Fi and the LAN connection. You have three set of drivers, and depending on the options you have, you can choose between the different drivers you have. Okay, and you have developer options over here, wherein if you check this on, some of the software that have been proposed by the companies Canonical, okay, which they have not yet released into the actual distributions, you get an option to have a look at that. And of course you have the option for time and date settings, user account settings, and universal access. And as far as the basic software that come with you, you have the LibreOffice suite. So if I type LibreOffice, you have almost the full suite, except for LibreOffice base. You get the entire full suite. That is more than sufficient for most of the users. And you have, let's say, you have a simple system monitor and a system monitor in the terminal, and the software installer you have is apt. And let's see. Well, that's all I have for you in this. That's all I have for you. Like, there are like plenty of other software that you all can go and have a look into it. Okay. It also has a waste bin, and let's see. And this is the file manager. The icons they use are mostly the settings one. Some of the issues I have with Ubuntu in these days is that one of the things is that it's behaving like a resource hog. For some reason whatsoever, the plain Ubuntu distribution, not the derivatives, the plain Ubuntu distribution that gets shipped with Unity desktop environment consumes quite a lot of memory. So as I told you guys earlier, if I just check the memory usage, look at it, it shooted up. Earlier it was 800 something over here, now it's 1100 something. No background processes. I understand a little bit of increase, but this is just on the system, with nothing with no additional program running in the background. The memory just shooted up, and now it's like 1.3 gigabytes. I was like, seriously? I guess in the earlier version this was not a big trouble, but this is using a lot of it, and the lack of customizations that are available in Ubuntu 16.4 make it a bit hard, make it a bit hostile, make that a bit hostile for the users. For instance, some people like to, they may not like this kind of an desktop settings, and they would like to customize it, like push it to the bottom or sit to the right or something like that. Unity desktop environment came with that option only very recently, and and you cannot directly go and change this. You need to install the Compass manager, Compass settings managers, and Unity tweak tools, and the dconf editor and gconf editor, so that you can make all these corrections and the tweakings. It's not directly available yet. And Unity 7, that's the version of the desktop environment they're using. The Unity 7 has been sticking into the Ubuntu desktop environment, Ubuntu distributions for quite a long time. They haven't updated yet. And earlier, there was some news stating that Unity 8 will come in the Ubuntu version that is coming in April 2017, namely Zesty Zero. Not Zesty Zeros, I guess. I don't know. Ubuntu 17.04. They say that it will ship with Unity 7 and Unity 8. Both of them will be available. So let's see how that goes. As far as my things about my opinions about Ubuntu is concerned, Ubuntu is okay. That's all I can say. Earlier it was very, very good, I would say, and it was working really well. Right now, some of the major complaints I have is that the memory usage that has been really high, and sometimes some people used to complain to me. Stating that the audio quality has decreased a bit, and the audio codecs that Ubuntu comes installed with, they are not that good, especially the third-party audio codecs that you come like Fluendo. They say that it's not working well, and that causes a big difference in the audio quality. Whereas one of the major things that Ubuntu strikes really well, and it's supported really well, is in the software part. Other than the software manager, the app installer has plenty of softwares available, and it's it can also use the Debian softwares to run on them pretty well. And that's where one of the key places where Ubuntu strikes very well. Now that's all I have for you guys in this one. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you find these videos pretty interesting and a good eye opener. That's all I have for you guys in this video. See you guys later.